I hit record a drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for Hornets.
Good Saturday morning, ladies and gentlemen. How you doing? This is the TFG Sports Media Sports Show, the best sports talk show on social media. We're going to give you 30 minutes of some of the sports hot topics straight with no chaser. I'm your host, Kendrick. I hope everybody is having a great start to your weekend. I hope you had a great week. I do know this is the weekend where most people may be trying to figure it out and get them income taxes done. But we ain't gonna even talk about the income taxes. Let's not stress about that. Let's just we're gonna sit here and talk sports. Gonna have a good time. Buckle up your seatbelts, jump in the sports vehicle, and we're gonna take a Saturday drive with your boy Kendrick. Now, before we put the car in drive, before we put it and get on the highway, I want you to come in. Make sure you like and share the broadcast. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel. That's TFG Sports Media on YouTube. And make sure you like and follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook. Make sure you do that. Also, do me a solid. Make sure you subscribe to my personal channel, Kendrick's Sports Hustle. That's SportzHustle on YouTube. And make sure you like and follow Kendrick Sports Hustle on Facebook as well, and my personal Facebook page. I'm a digital creator there as well. You can come follow me on my Kendrick Roland Henderson Facebook. I'll follow you back. Let's do all that. But certainly, not least, last but not least, I want you to come in and comment. Let me know you're in here. Let me know so we can chat, so we can go back and forth, so we converse about what's happening in the sports world. So again, I'm Kendrick, your host. So let's go ahead and jump into this thing. We're going to get into our sports quick hits real quick. We're going to start off with our first quick hit, and we're talking about the late Dwayne Haskins. Story came out this week that, according to reports, his widow and his parents have filed a lawsuit. They actually filed a lawsuit in Florida last month. The lawsuit alleges 4 of the 14 defendants in that lawsuit, and these 4 in particular, Carly Payton, Joey Smith, Miriam Yassin, and Wasal Yassin, drugged Haskins to blackmail and rob him or contributing to cause him severe injury and death. Again, this is a lawsuit filed on behalf of the late Steelers quarterback Dwayne Haskins. It was filed back in Florida. If you recall, he was killed last year in April 9th, I believe, of 2022, when his car, he ran out of gas on the Florida highway, and he went to try to run across the highway, and he was hit by a dump truck. The dump truck driver is also named in this lawsuit. The night before, Haskins had went out with some friends and had been out drinking, and the toxicology report came back, and he was 3 times the legal limit. So he was drunk at the time of his accident, of him running across the highway. So, this is a tough situation all the way around. So, again, we'll see what happens with that. But the Haskins family has filed a lawsuit against 14 defendants. Again, 4 of them, including the dump truck driver, were named in that lawsuit. So we'll keep you updated on what happens with that. Now, let's move to our next quick sports hit. In the words of the rapper Fat Joe, yesterday's price isn't today's price, and that is what YouTube is telling the people that's going to buy NFL Sunday Ticket. If you don't remember, NFL Sunday Ticket is no longer on DirecTV. DirecTV decided not to even put a bid in. YouTube is taking it over. I think they paid like $2 billion for 7 years to the NFL. Well, they released their prices this past couple of days ago, and check this out. If you get the NFL Sunday Ticket, and this is for the YouTube TV subscribers, if you already subscribe to YouTube TV, you can get it for $349, but then they got a discount of $100, so you can get it for $249 up until June 6th. But if you're a YouTube subscriber, TV subscriber, you can get the NFL Sunday Ticket, excuse me, for $349, and that's basically $72 a month. And now, here's the kicker for non-YouTube TV subscribers. It's going to cost you $450 to get the NFL Sunday Ticket. Last season, DirecTV charged around $300 for subscribers. who signed up for their basic package. Again, the YouTube rights deal for the Sunday Ticket is around $2 billion, and it runs for 7 years. And DirecTV just said, you know what, thanks, but no thanks. YouTube, you can have that. We ain't trying to pay the NFL that type of money. So again, consumers, excuse me, you're going to be paying a little bit more for that NFL Sunday Ticket if you want it, and it's going on YouTube. Let me know if you're going to get that. Make sure you put that in the comments later. I'd like to know if you're going to rock with the NFL Sunday Ticket or not. Personally speaking, I think just quiet as kept. Most restaurants and bars, they actually get the Sunday Ticket. So just save a little money for a couple of drinks. Go check out your favorite team that's not in your market at your favorite restaurant or bar. That's how I look at it, and that's probably what I probably would do. So again, Sunday Ticket is going to cost you a little bit more this year. Now, let's move on to our next sports quick hit. WNBA had their draft. We know we just coming off of a great women's college basketball national championship game where the WNBA draft happened Monday night in New York City studios, and the Indiana Fever had the #1 pick, and they selected South Carolina center Aaliyah Boston, who was the 2022 Naismith Player of the Year. So again, the WNBA, they had the draft Monday. Aaliyah Boston was the first pick, and not only her, 4 other her teammates of South Carolina were picked, and that is pretty awesome. The second top overall pick out of South Carolina from the previous couple of years was Asia Wilson in 2018. So this makes the second South Carolina Lady Gamecock to go #1. And the other 4 players that were selected, Letitia Amir, she went #8 to the Atlanta Dream. Zia Cook went #10 to the LA Sparks. And Bria Bell, she went #24 to the Minnesota Lynx. And Victoria Saxton, she went #25 to the Indiana Fever. So again, congratulations to those women who were drafted into the WNBA. Now, here's a story that I just happened to run across. My last sports quick hit this morning. We know the Washington Commanders are for sale, right? Story came out Thursday that the Josh Harris Group, he's the owner, the 76ers and a Devils owner, as well as Magic Johnson, who's part owner of the Dodgers and the LA Sparks, and Mitchell Rales. He's a DC billionaire. They all are part of a group, and the rumor is that RG3, Robert Griffin III, is part of this investor group as well under the Harris name. They bid $6.05 billion to buy the Commanders, and it looks like that might be the group that wins, according to all that we've read. Again, no papers have been signed, so there's still groups that can sign, that could take a bid on buying the Commanders. Well, according to a report from WUSA 9 out of D.C., it says that former Duke basketball player Brian Davis made a $7 billion cash offer to Daniel Snyder back in March. Matter of fact, March 21st. According to documents, he is offering to pay $1 billion to Snyder within 24 hours and $6 billion within 7 days. That's cash. You hear me? He bought that cash, homie. So he's like, look, according to this report, Brian Davis has bid $7 billion. Now, what does Davis do? Again, he played with the Blue Devils with Christian Laettner and that crew. Excuse me. He owns Urban Echo Energy LLC. Now, during Davis's capital raise, his private investors realized he had a $50 billion valuation for his assets and intellectual property. So again, this report, don't know if it's been confirmed, but according to this report coming out of WUSA, that former Duke Blue Devil Brian Davis has offered $7 billion, which would basically be definitely almost $1 more billion than what the Harris Group, which includes Irving Magic Johnson, have already offered to Daniel Snyder. So we're going to keep an eye on this. I'm going to definitely keep my eye on this because this could be big. This could be big because he would be the first totally minority owner of an NFL team if that happens. And that would definitely be a great thing for everybody if this happens, because, you know, we need some minority representation in the NFL as far as ownership. So we're going to see if that really happens, if this is really true. I'm going to do some more digging, and we're going to check that out. So we're gonna move on to our next. We're gonna get into our meat and potatoes. Let's talk about Tiger Woods. Yeah, we had the Masters last weekend, and everybody was hyped for Tiger. I know I was hyped, thinking it was going to happen. I mean, see what he could do. We see if he still got some of that juice. Real estate insider. Thanks for joining me, my brother. Exciting, yes, it is, brother. So I'm definitely we're gonna keep our people posted to see if that really is going to happen, because I definitely think that we need that. We need that in the NFL level. So we're gonna keep our eye on that. Now let's talk about Eldrick Tiger Woods, that is. Well, he did not. He had a pretty good Thursday and a pretty decent Friday. He actually made the cut. Saturday they had a bunch of rain issues, so they had to stop play. Well, Sunday morning came. Breaking news came through. Tiger Woods withdraws from Masters due to injury. He had some issues with his right foot, and just thinking about his career now at this point, the question is his career done? Did that car injury, that car accident he had back in February of 2021, we already know his career was kind of on the downslide, but now when he had that car wreck a couple of years ago, and he basically almost lost his leg. If you didn't know, it was a really serious injury. I think Tiger's better years. I think he's done, me personally. Now, let's just kind of go over his resume. He has 82 PGA Tour wins. He has 41 European Tour wins. He's won 15 majors. He's won the Masters 5 times. The last time he won at the Masters was in 2019. He's won the PGA Championship 4 times, the U.S. Open 3 times, the Open Championship, which used to be called the British Open. He's won that 3 times. He's won the World Golf Championships 18. He has 18 wins in World Golf Championships. Now, Woods is one of 5 players. That's Gene Sarazen, Ben Hogan, Gary Player, and Jack Nicklaus to have won all 4 major championships in his career, known as the Career Grand Slam, and he was the youngest to do so. Woods was the first professional athlete to earn over $8 billion in his career in 2009. And in 2022, Woods was the first golfer to have a net worth of over $1 billion. So again, Tiger Woods, that was the breaking news last weekend. Again, the Masters. He had a pretty good round on Thursday and Friday. Saturday, you could kind of tell his game was tailing off, and he had to withdraw Sunday morning because of his right foot injury. And so we do not know if he's even going to play in the next one. Now, the next major is coming up is next month in Tulsa. I can't remember the name of it, but he hasn't said whether if he's going to play in that major or not. And in my opinion, I think at this point, Tiger career is pretty much is definitely on the downslide. I don't see him winning another major. Do I see him winning another golf tournament? Possibly. I just think that the physical toll that his body has taken at this point, I think it's a done deal. But we he's one of the greatest. He was chasing Jack Nicklaus for the 18 majors. He's 3 behind. I don't see him winning 3 majors. I don't. I think his body is shot at this point. And then when he had that car accident, that totally just put him in a totally different. It definitely was a negative for him to try to get back on the top of his game. So what has he meant to the world of golf? I mean, I think he's meant everything. I think when Tiger Woods is not even playing at his best, he's still going to draw eyeballs. Again, the Masters, I don't know what the numbers were for the Masters last weekend, but when he did not play on Sunday, I guarantee you the ratings dipped. So, I just want him to get better, man. I posted this story on one of my pages, and it was a commenter that was basically just going in on him about, well, his personal life, and he's a cheater, and he's this and that, yada, yada. Again, that ain't got nothing to do with him playing golf. But again, I could see from a little bit why this commenter was saying that, because sometimes your personal issues will affect your game. We saw that with Tom Brady this past season. We were speculating on why Tom Brady, he took 10 days away from camp, and dealing with, he's going through his marriage issues, and they eventually file for divorce. That stuff will affect you, no matter how great of a player you are. Personal matters do affect you. So did some of Tiger Woods' transgressions hurt his game? Of course they did. I think there was a distraction. He just had this last one, I want to say a month ago, where his ex-girlfriend was suing him or filing a lawsuit because he threw her out the house or some other stuff going on. So yeah, man, your personal life can, if it's in shambles, I don't care how great of an athlete or how good you are, sometimes that stuff will affect you, and it can affect your game. So I wish the best for Tiger. Again, I can't say how much, what he's brought to the world of golf, especially for people of color, black little girls and little boys, that made them want to be interested in golf. So is his career done? I think we've seen the best of Tiger and years ago. So that is my opinion. All right, let's move on to another athlete. Let's talk about Sha'Carri Richardson. She had a 100-meter race last week, and she ran and she put in work. She's had her missteps off the track and everything, and a lot of people has given up on her. But this young lady is trying to get it together. I got video of that race. I'm gonna pull it in here. Let's check it out. Let's
seen her have in the heat. If she has another start like that, we are guaranteed a 10-7 here. The question is, will the win stay legal?
And this main grandstand, it is packed. Everyone is on their feet, and they're all staring at lane number 4. Sha'Carri Richardson, middle of the track in the women's 100 meters. And see if she can replicate that fast start she had. It looks like she's well on her way, on her toes now, and beginning to emerge from the field. Now it's all about time. She's so.
Yep, that was Miss Richardson, straight out of Dallas-Fort Worth. She was able to win that 100-meter race in 10.77. It was actually it went aided 10.77. She actually ran 10.57. Now, that was her first solo race of the 2023 track season. The 23-year-old Richardson finished with a time, again, of 10.57 seconds, which registers at a win-aided time of 10.77 seconds, and she ran this at the Miramar Invitational on last Saturday. That was the third fastest 100-meter finish in all time, no matter the conditions. Elaine Thompson-Herah ran a 10.54 in 2021, and the late Florence Griffin Joyner holds the record with the 10.49 that she ran in 1988. Now, Richardson's first race in the 2023 season was the 4x100 at the Texas Relays last weekend, when her team placed second. So again, Sha'Carri Richardson, we all know the backstory. She tested positive before the Tokyo Olympics. She wasn't able to run in that. She had a little tiff with the media. She had lost her biological mom and all that. And then she got smoked at the World Championships. And she was a little bit in her feelings, going at the media, going at all those that said, this and that. She had a little incident on the airplane probably about a month and a half ago. But looks like she's rounding into shape, rounding into form, mentally, that is. Obviously, physically, she's gifted. She got it together. But mentally, I think she's getting there. At first, I was rooting for, I'm still rooting for her. I backed off a little bit because some of her antics was rubbing me the wrong way. I think she didn't have the right people in her camp. And maybe now it looks like she's rounding that curve, no pun intended. Looks like maybe she got the right people in her corner now. That's giving her that's steering her the right way and giving her great advice. So we definitely want to. I definitely want to see her do well. I want to see her prosper. So we're gonna see if she can keep this up. So again, but she's got them Jamaican sprinters out there that they ain't going nowhere. So she got it. It's a challenge, but I think she's up to it. As long as she stay away from the social media stuff and quit and posting all this other stuff that has nothing to do with track, I think Sha'Carri will be fine. So we rooting for her. So again, last weekend she started off the track season with a bang. She won a 100-meter race in 10.77 seconds. So good for her. So hopefully she can continue with that. So we're gonna move on to our next topic. We're talking. Guess what today is? If you don't have nothing to watch, I know you're gonna have plenty to watch today because the NBA playoffs first round begins on today. And in the words of the Bart Scott, I can't wait. What up, Charles Moore? What's going on, my brother? Oh, I'm glad you popped in. I want to say happy belated born day to your daughter. Tell her, brother Ken said happy belated born day because you and I got something in common. We got two children that share born day. I want to say happy born day to my oldest. His born day was yesterday too. Kendrick Henderson Jr. He turned the big 3-0. So I wanted to give a shout out to Charles, my man. I know his daughter had a born day too. I hope she had a good day. And I hope you still got a little money in your pocket. Because I know them girls, boy, they'll dip into that back pocket, boy. So hopefully you surviving the daughter's born day weekend. Let me know how that is going. So I know I've been there, done that. So she said, tell your son happy 30th. I will do that, brother, for sure. We'll do that. So let's talk about the NBA playoffs. They tip off today. Matter of fact, the first game, it tips off here by what? By 39 minutes. First game tips off by 39 minutes. Let's start in the Eastern Conference, though. First of all, let's start with the early game that kicks off today. We got the number 3 seed Sixers versus the number 6 seeded Nets. That's the 1 p.m. Eastern, 12 noon game, and that's on ESPN. ESPN got all of the games today, but that kicks off here in roughly Central Standard Time in roughly about 39 minutes. But let's talk about the matchups. Let's start with the Eastern Conference first. We got the number 1 seed Bucks hosting the number 8 seed Heat, who got the big win last night against the Bulls. The Bulls let that one go. They had that game, in my opinion. They pissed that game away. But the Bucks and the Heat, that goes down on tomorrow. That's at 5:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's on TNT. The number 2 seed Celtics versus the number 7 Hawks. That's today at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. Again, like I just mentioned a minute ago, the number 3 seed Sixers and the number 6 Nets get it going today at 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. And the number 4 seed Cavs versus the number 5 seed Knicks. That is also today, 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on ESPN. Now, Western Conference got the number 1 seeded Nuggets versus the number 8 seed Timberwolves. The Timberwolves, they got rid of the Oklahoma City Thunder last night. Now, that game will be Sunday, 10:30 p.m. Eastern on TNT. Again, that's the number 1 seed Nuggets versus number 8 Timberwolves. We got the number 2 Memphis Grizzlies versus the number 7 LA Lakers. That's Sunday at 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That's on ABC. We got the number 3 seed Kings versus the number 6 seed Warriors. That is today, 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ABC. And we got the number 4 seed Suns versus the number 5 Clippers. That is Sunday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. That is on TNT. So that is the first round matchups. Some of the key notes to look for this playoffs. The Warriors are looking to repeat as champs versus the Suns. That's going to be a daunting task because I think the Suns are rounding into form, but I think that's going to be actually the Clippers are at the Suns. My bad, because I just said before all this seeding took place, it was the Warriors at the Suns. But no, it is the Clippers and the Suns that are going to be matched up. And that's going to be that should be a pretty good matchup between those two again. So we'll see what happens with that. Now, we also got, will the number 1 seeds make it to the finals? Will the Bucks and the Nuggets get there? Who do you think got the easier road? I don't know. I think the Bucks may have the easier road to the finals if they make it there. But again, they should make quick work of the Miami Heat, in my opinion. So we're gonna see what happens. King versus Warriors and Clippers versus Suns. That is, yes. Which one you got? I think that Clippers and Suns series is going to be pretty good. I think that's the one I'm definitely going to be keeping I'm going to be keeping my eye on all of them, but technically. But I think they are going to be they are going to be good. That Western Conference is going to be a beast in my opinion. So some of the other key notes to look at: can the Celtics and their new head coach Joe Mazzulla, can they bring a title back to the by Boston after the Ime Udoka situation? We all know that Ime Udoka started back in the fall. The Celtics they pretty much put that in the rearview mirror. Joe Mazzulla has gotten that team. They playing pretty good at this point. Can the Celtics get past the Bucks? Will we see the Bucks and the Celtics in the Eastern Conference Final? That's another key note to watch out for. And the Los Angeles Lakers. Everybody is picking the Lakers for some reason. They're giving the Lakers a shot to win this whole thing. Me personally, I don't think so. I don't think they can get by. I don't think they're going to get by the Grizzlies, in my opinion. But they did battle through, LeBron James and Antonio Davis injuries all year. The second half of the season, they actually had the second best record after the All-Star break. They finished with the second best record after the All-Star break, even not having LeBron James for roughly 4 or 5 weeks after the All-Star break. So, but everybody is picking the Lakers. I mean, some of the national media, but I'm just trying to figure out why. So when you say Warriors and Suns, Charles, what you mean? Warriors and Suns. You think the Warriors the Warriors gonna get by the Kings? I don't know. And the Suns, Suns. I definitely think Suns will get by the Clippers. I don't know, man. Only thing I'm worried about the Warriors with. I did see where Wiggins is coming back. As far as his role, don't know how big his role is going to be with the Warriors because he hadn't played pretty much the second half of the season. I just think the Suns, Suns gonna have too much firepower for the Clippers because they're not gonna have Paul George. So, and KD is playing. They've played well since he's come off that injury. As far as the Suns, they got a good chemistry going right now. I think the Suns is gonna be the team to beat in the Western Conference, and I think the Nuggets is gonna do their thing too. So it's I would say. The Western Conference is more wide open, in my opinion, than the Eastern Conference. I think you got pretty much 3 teams, in my opinion, that you can look at in the East. That's the Bucks, the Celtics, and possibly the 76ers. I think those are the 3 teams in the East that's probably going to be the teams that you're definitely going to have to look out for. Now the Bucks, my birth city, Milltown, the Bucks, they may have the deepest team that they've had in a while. They picked up Jay Crowder in the trade at the trade deadline. Joe Ingles is back. He's shooting like 40.9% from the three-point line. And Chris Middleton looks like he's getting back to his old self after that ACL injury is rounded back into form. Now, they did split the season series with the Heat 2-2, but I think the Bucks, and Giannis, he's up for MVP as well as Joel Embiid and Jokic. So I think the Bucks right now, they hands above everybody else in the Eastern Conference, in my opinion. Now the Suns, can addition of KD with Devin Booker, Chris Paul, and DeAndre Ayton, can that be the formula for them to get back to the finals? 2 years ago, the Suns were in the finals against the Bucks, where they lost in 6 games, I believe. So is KD the missing piece? And does KD need this to get people off his back about him being a bus rider and not a bus driver? Well, at least it's Charles Barkley that's saying that more than anybody else. So we'll see with that. Let me see what Charles has to say. What'd you say, Charles? The Kings are good, just young. Yeah, they good, just young. They head coach Mike Brown. He was named Coach of the Year. He was named by the coaches group, but they young. Yeah, I don't think they. But what's funny? Sometimes being young and not being there before, that can be a good thing too, because you don't know what to. All you know is you just gonna go in there and you're gonna go ball. That's all you're gonna do. So being young sometimes can be to an advantage. And I think the Kings, they've been playing some good basketball, but now the playoffs is a whole different ball game. The Warriors got all the experience. They're a little bit older team, so they know what to expect. Where the Kings are going in there and just going all out. Mike Brown, again, he was a assistant coach on the Warriors staff too. So they already gonna have good scouting reports. Know a lot of their sets, what they want to run. So it's gonna be a good matchup. But again, I just think the Warriors with their experience is probably gonna overtake them when it all comes down to it. Now let's talk about the Memphis Grizzlies, the number 2 seed in the West, with all the drama that they have been dealing with concerning the All-Star guard Ja Morant. Is he gonna be able to put all that behind him? Speaking of which, he filed a lawsuit against the young man that filed a lawsuit against him. So he still got all this other stuff off the court that, to me, can take away from what he can bring. And they're not going to have Steven Adams, their anchor, the anchor of their defense. So, but they got Dylan Brooks, who's a pretty good defender. He likes to talk a little trash and all that. So will the Grizzlies, where do they stack up in this West? Will they make it to the finals? I don't think they got enough, but I think they'll get by the Lakers, though. I do think they'll get by the Lakers, in my opinion. So that is the playoffs. Again, let me run down what you got to look forward to on today. Again, tip off for the first game between the Sixers and Nets in about 30 minutes Central Time. They will be playing on ESPN. We also got the number 2 seed Celtics at the Hawks today, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. And we got the number 4 seed Cavs and number 5 seed Knicks at 6 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ESPN. Then the last game of the day is the number 3 seed Kings and the number 6 seed Warriors. And that's on ABC, and that is at 8:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So I am looking forward to all the playoff action, and it gets going today, and I can't wait for it. So those that watch this later, tell me who you got in the first round, or could there be an upset? Who you looking at to upset the first round? I'd like to know what you think if you look at this later, so we can talk a little bit. So let's get down to our sports wrap for the week. Now, I want you guys to buckle up for this sports wrap, because remember this name, Mark Taylor. Let me give you the backstory on Mark Taylor. Mark Taylor is he's a speed ed. He owns a business called Speed Edge Sports in Macon, Georgia. He basically is a speed trainer. He coaches young kids as well as professional athletes and college athletes to improve their speed. Well, a report came out earlier this week on sportskita.com, and 3 videos of this Mark Taylor spewing a bunch of racist garbage. And I do have a video, and I buckle up. You may not like some of the language he used in this, but check it out.
Nice. Look at this nice jacket. Laid out here on the bed for me. Nice. Columbia. Yeah. Columbia. Yeah. Yeah. So the Glock by the bed. Yeah, let me go. Room service. I need y'all niggas to bring me some chicken wings, 2 hoes, a red bone and a white girl. Yeah, I want a white girl. Rose gonna try the red bone. No, ain't coming. He was here. Everything. He make the red bone leave. Yeah, he don't. Everything. Tried that one time at the house. Yeah, just roll. Yeah. He probably do it, and probably won't throw out the wheel on the 14th. He probably throw out on with her. Yeah, right. Atlanta, good town. Got me a nice new jacket though.
He said Atlanta, nigga town. That's Mark Taylor. Yeah, he's a piece of, you know what, racist piece of ish. Let me give you a little bit of backstory on this disgusting human being. Per the Macon Telegraph, Taylor was found guilty of stalking a woman in 2007. He got probation in 2009. Taylor was later convicted of making harassing phone calls to his ex-wife, who filed a domestic violence case against him. And according to something that I've read, that they said that they believe his ex-wife leaked these videos from his iCloud. Again, this is America. You got a racist piece of ish coaching kids. And I want to say this. I want y'all to go to his Facebook page. Go to his Speed Edge Sports. Go to Speed Edge. Go search for his Facebook page. And I want us to put this dude out of business. I want him to go out of business. So go to his Facebook page. Let him know, yeah, we heard you loud and clear. And he looks like a guy that would say, and the South shall rise again. He has that look. You never want to judge a book by its cover, but I can judge this book by its cover. He's a racist piece of ish. Again, I want everybody to flood his Facebook page. I want everybody to flood his Facebook page. Go there. And let's put this cat out. Let's put this cat out of business. Real talk. Yeah, good for her, Charles. If you're talking about, yes, good for her if she did do that. I'm with that. So in the words of the late, not the late, I ain't gonna say that because he's not late, but in the words of the legendary rapper from the legendary group out of H-Town, Houston, Texas, the Ghetto Boys, my guy Willie D. He and I quote, his mama should be embarrassed and his daddy should have pulled out, end quote. Yeah, Mark Taylor, I said it and I say it again. He should not be allowed to be near any kids ever again. Matter of fact, he had been fired a couple of times from a couple of different schools I read. So if anybody knows this guy, if you've been taking your kid to Speed Edge Sports, which I believe is located in Macon, Georgia, let's put him out of business. Pull your kids out. Let's get rid of this piece of ish. We don't need that kind of people, these kind of people in the world. But obviously, this is just one. There's many more Mark Taylors. Don't get it twisted. I get it. And it's two other disturbing videos that was posted too as well about this cat. So let's get this guy out. Let's put him out of business. And that's my sports wrap for the day. So again, I want to thank my man Charles Moore. I want to thank him for dropping in. I want to thank my guy, the Real Estate Insider, for dropping in. I want to thank those that check this out later. Make sure you like, subscribe to the channel TFG Sports Media on YouTube and on Facebook. Make sure you follow TFG Sports Media on Facebook and share this to your social media platforms. And go check out some of the other videos on TFG Sports Media on YouTube as well, so I can get some of them watch hours up. So again, I want to thank Charles again, Real Estate Insider, for dropping in. I want to say, before I leave here, I want to say happy Eternal Born Day to my Aunt Lenny Ruth Walker. Today is her born day too. So I know you're looking down on your nephew, smiling as well. So I want to say happy Eternal Born Day to her, because there was so many women that made me the man that I have become and still becoming. So much love to you back, my brother. I always appreciate your support, Charles. So I want to say happy Eternal Born Day to my auntie, Lenny Ruth Walker. May you continue to rest in paradise. So now let me go find my outro so I can get out your hair. So I hope everybody enjoys the rest of your weekend. Make sure you come back here next Saturday, same time, same channel. Check out your boy. This is TFG Sports Media. It's been a great 30 minutes. I hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you guys next week. I am out. Deuces.
I hit recorded, drop, you can't ignore it. I'm transforming now these cars and planes, I'm always boarding. Just out touring down in Charlotte like I play for